Hey everybody, this is Grace. In this video, I'm going to talk about something, people call them narcissistic fleas. It's bad behaviors you pick up from a narcissistic type person. And that's not them being diagnosed. Nobody's being diagnosed. It's just the behaviors. Before I begin this, I should say that this is not any kind of counseling advice. None of that. It's just my opinions, and I could be wrong, and one size doesn't fit all anyway. And so anyway, one of the things, I did a video before about people who have that narcissistic type of behavior. And one of the things that I have noticed myself on people, I feel that they're this way, is that they tend to be very cheap and very lazy. And when I say cheap, I don't mean just as far as money-wise. They're cheap with their time too. It's like their time is worth so much that they can't even complete a job. Like if you grew up in a dysfunctional family, maybe you have noticed one of them or noticed one of them. Like that old thing a lot of people say about, you have one of those laundry hampers that has a lid on it. They won't open the lid. They just stick their clothes on top of it. Their dirty clothes on top of it. Yeah, because that's an extra step, and that's how I've always seen it, is somebody who doesn't want to take that little extra step. I started thinking of a lot of things it can be, like if you have your own coffee mug. I don't drink coffee, so I don't know how coffee people feel about this, but you have your own coffee mug, and you tell that person, don't take my coffee mug. Well, if they have to move their hand over just a little, like an inch to get another one, or however much, to get another one, they're going to take the one that's closest to their hand, no matter whether it's yours and no matter what you said, because that's an extra little bit, extra step. Okay? It's an extra inch there, a couple of inches. Well, it's going to be more than that. But you see what I'm saying? They're not going to put out any more energy than they need to, no matter what it matters to anybody. Now these are examples, but also you can take it from there. You know what I'm saying? And it's their overall kind of personality part of. Now, not everybody who has narcissistic behaviors has that one too. But the people I've seen, some of them, yeah. Okay, but they're also, often this type is cheap with their money. Okay, they want to buy everything that is the least expensive. Cut corners somehow to where they don't need the full this or the full that. And like there's an expression, I'm not rich enough to buy cheap stuff. Okay, because cheap stuff breaks, But they don't see it. It's that money right then. They don't want to see that money right then going out the door, out of their pocket. No, and they just don't think far enough. Some cheap stuff, yeah, it's about the same as you buy anywhere else. But yeah, but one of the things that you learn from it, and they may have taught you this way, is to live a frugal lifestyle. Now, I'm not saying everybody who lives a frugal lifestyle went through this or has been taught to be this because of this reason, none of that. But some people, they will teach you to live a frugal lifestyle. And they put that up as that's the best thing on this planet. But the bad thing is sometimes it is a bad thing. It's like you're not getting the correct health care or appropriate health care. You're not buying appropriate food because you're buying the cheapest. And, on and on down that line. But they've taught you to do that. So they're doing the cheap thing. What you're thinking you're doing is the frugal thing. Okay? And you might also do it because there will be hell to pay if you buy something that they think is expensive, and they will never, ever, ever let you live that down. They will always remember it. They will always say something about it. Any kind of argument later on down the line, years, many, many, many years later, they're going to bring it up. You bought that. So it can be something really insignificant, something really small. Maybe you paid an extra $10 for, if you're a woman, say a purse, when you could have gotten a cheaper one. They're never going to let you live it down. So you've learned, you've been trained, quite a bit trained, to buy cheap stuff. Okay? And it's even clothing, whatever it is, buy the cheapest for yourself. Now, they might not do so, They're this type that I've seen. They are experts at do as I say, not as I do. Okay, and then they totally forget what their rules are. And you're an adult. Why are their rules? Why do you have to live by their rules when you're an adult? Seriously. I mean, of course, there are situations where a person does, like your boss, but yeah, they have manipulated the whole thing into where you are like their child. This is not any kind of counseling advice. I can't tell anybody what to do. All situations are different. Plus, these people can be dangerous. If you just suddenly start talking about, well, this is what you're this and you're that, yeah, these people can be dangerous. So, in more ways than one, even. Yeah, they can be cheap and lazy. And like I was talking about, some people will call it narcissistic fleas. The bad behaviors you pick up from a narcissistic type person. You might not even be aware that it's something bad. Like some of the ways that they have taught you to live frugal could actually be bad for you, or it could be unhealthy for more than just you. And you might not realize that there's anything wrong with it because it's the way you've lived your whole life. And people say, I can't say this 100%, that we carry on. After you leave your family home or whenever the abuse, that kind of thing started, you move on to doing the same. You continue. It's something that you may not know there's anything different than that. And these are people who often pick somebody who's already been trained. Seriously, already been trained. They're ready for the next person to go from the parental home or whatever it was into a marriage like that where they control you, they dominate you. Okay. Now, as far as the lazy part, I've already mentioned some of them. They don't want to take that extra step, like, also include, let me give another example of, you have more than one lock on the door, they might lock just that one. They're not going to lock the rest. That's an extra step they have to take, But, that kind of lazy, cheap with their time and their money, and they're cheap with a lot of things, like emotions, too. And there's also, what about you? I mean, when it comes to laziness, you might find that you're kind of a bit like them in a way, that you don't finish a project started. But the difference is you're overwhelmed. You're overwhelmed from having to deal with their crap all around. And plus what they leave halfway done, the things like you have to check everything, make sure everything's off, or make sure everything's, unplugged, whatever it is. You're dealing with everything they leave behind. Okay, anyway, my camera got hot and shut off. But anyway, yeah, you may be just totally exhausted after having to take care of everything they leave just however, because they're so lazy and they're so cheap with their time. And you're doing your own, plus you're doing theirs. And yeah, they've trained you. They've manipulated you into doing it. Okay, that's the way it's always been. That's the way you're supposed to do. People have told you that since you were a child, that you're the one that has to do all of everything. Anyway, my phone's going to get hot again, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. My camera. If you want to subscribe to this channel and you haven't already, click the circle icon. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click one of the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. And I'll talk to you on another video. But go ahead and leave a comment about how you see it. Talk to y'all later. Bye.